me mad when people are like, oh, at least people are doing it for you. It's like, no, I want to do it. They're my kids.
What's up, bebes?
Okay, so today's video, sorry I had to grab my phone for the questions, is more of a serious video because we are going to be doing a story time with you guys about our experience in the NICU. Plus, we are answering a couple of your guys' questions. I put a Q&A, like ask question board thing on all 3 of our Instagram accounts. So if you didn't see it, make sure you're following us. And make sure you check on our Instagram accounts every so often because we like to be a little bit interactive on our channel. Okay.
As you can see with
sorry guys,
Chunka.
we meant to film this after the babies. Yeah.
She said it's been too long for this. She missed you guys. Anyway, guys, so we had to go get Penelope because we tried to put her to sleep, but she just doesn't want to sleep. She wants to come out in the video, so here she is. Anyway.
So we're going to go ahead and do the questions first about the NICU.
That's right.
So we're going to select 5 of them. I pretty much already have my selection. So our first question is from Maddie's son. That's my friend Maddie. And her question was, were any of the nurses rude or mean to you in the NICU?
No, actually every nurse was really nice.
Yeah, the NICU is a different type of nurse, I feel like, because you have all of the babies' situations are different, but you have babies in there that are like very sickly and really like struggling to survive. So I feel like you have to be more, you have to be more compassionate and understanding, and I feel like a lot of the nurses portrayed that. Yeah, do you remember you telling them about the nice nurses? Yeah.
Remember when you were taking the light sunbath?
Yeah.
She was tanning. She tanned for a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think we had any mean nurses. At least I didn't encounter any mean ones.
Yes, so thank you, Maddie, for that question. Our next question comes from Lucina Mangoba. She asked, was there ever a moment you felt defeated or like giving up?
Not giving up, but we did feel kind of like, we're done for today.
I didn't feel like that. I felt defeated because the babies were really in the NICU. Primarily, besides the fact they were very small, but primarily for the fact that they weren't good at eating. So the whole stay that they were there, the whole month, they were learning how to eat. And that was really frustrating because every time I got there, I was like, okay, how much do they weigh today? How much were they able to drink from the bottle? Because obviously we couldn't be there 24 hours. They don't even let you stay there during the night because they don't want people sleeping there. And
you have to go home. You can't sleep in your car.
Yeah, you have to go home.
We learned that the hard way.
Yeah, we learned that the hard way because I tried sleeping there and then all the nurses got mad at me and told me to go home. So
yeah, because we were there super late and then she got there like, what, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, right when they opened? Yeah. And she was there and they're like, did you get any sleep? Because we looked like zombies. She's like, oh, I slept in the car. And they were like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I had all the nurses talk to me about it. I had my lactation consultant talk to me about it. And pretty much everybody there at the hospital was talking to me about it. So, anyways, the only reason I ever felt defeated was because the babies would have good days with eating and they would have bad days with eating. Because they were tired, they were weak, they were small. So you couldn't expect like an inclined slope of like them doing well because they would be sleepy some days or they'd be lazy some days. And, you know. Anyways, thank you, Lucina, for that question. Do you want to do your question next?
Sure. Okay, this one's from Luke, IE Town. So the question is, how long after being born were the twins back together? So it took about what?
Anyways, go ahead with your question.
Okay, so the next question is from Luke Town. Anyway, how long after being born were the twins back together?
Okay, I have a picture of this one, so I'm gonna pop it up for you guys. But the twins were separated from the moment they were born into separate hospital rooms, I guess.
Yeah, they had their own room, and they just needed their separate incubators. And
okay,
the way they have this set up is an incubator per room.
So although they are sisters, they're still entered into the hospital as different patients. So they did have their rooms next to each other at the first hospital that they were at. They were also transferred a week later to a different one. But they didn't get to be anywhere near each other because they were too small. And the first hospital we were at was like a level 2.
I don't know.
It was a level 2 in care. So the NICU is, there's like 3 different levels, or 4 different levels of care. I think it's 4. But the first level of care is like very high intensity, where you'll find like micro preemies, like 1 pound preemies, and like ones that are like really struggling. The twins were at a level 2 and they were transferred to a level 3. It wasn't until they were transferred to a level 3 NICU that they were put next to each other and I was able to like hold them together at the same time. And that was 8 days after they were born.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sad because...
You'd say a week? About a week?
Yeah, it was 8 days. So it was pretty sad for me because, I mean, I have 2 babies that I like love so much, love equally, and I didn't even get to like hold them together until they were 8 days old.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Okay, I'm sorry that the flow of this video is so off. We just put Penelope to sleep and she was getting a little crazy at the end, so we're gonna re-answer our last question. So Snoopy_405 asked, what was the hardest part of the whole experience? Go first.
I would say for me it was getting no sleep, because we went from like getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep to getting like 1 or 2, if lucky, out of nowhere. So that was the hardest part for me to adjust to.
Yeah, the hardest part for me was the fact that the babies were in the NICU and I didn't get to be there for them 24/7. A lot of people were like, oh, you're so lucky that the nurses get to take care of them the whole time or whatever. Actually, I feel like that was like the worst thing, because it gave me anxiety and it made me feel like, well, I'm not there 24/7. I don't get to see my babies 24/7 to like make sure they're okay for myself. If I ever wanted to know how they were doing, I would have to wait until like 10 in the morning to give them a call and get an update for the night. And I had just had them, so I was also healing myself, so it's not like I could have even been able to or even been allowed to be there all the time. And they wouldn't even let you be there throughout the night because they didn't want people sleeping there.
Yeah, we tried that. Learned the hard way. We slept in the car and we left really late, like super late, and then we got there like right when they opened, and the lady was like, did you guys get any sleep? And Cameron was like, oh yeah, we got a few hours, we slept in the car, and that's when they called us out on that. So we learned it the hard way.
Yeah, and the hardest part for me was having to leave them there to be at the NICU for so many hours without me being able to care for them and watch for them, because I felt like the babies, if I wasn't there for like a certain amount of hours of the day every single day, I felt like the babies would forget who I was because of the fact that they had so many other nurses and so many other people caring for them. And I mean, we would only be there for like probably like 5 hours every day.
No, we'd be there all day.
Like we'd be there like 5 or 6 hours every day.
I think one time we counted like 8 hours.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's obviously, but on average, I would say 5 or 6 hours every day.
I'd say 6.
Yeah.
We were there like half or the entire day.
Yeah, so I mean, there's 24 hours in the day, and on average, I would say we'd spend like 6 hours there. So that just like gave me anxiety and made me feel like they're not gonna know who I am because they have all these other people caring for them and doing everything for them and watching them. And I, like, with the state I was at, that's literally the only amount of time I could really be there, because I also had to sleep, I also had to eat. Like, the nurses even sent me downstairs one time and bought me food because I was up there all day, and they were like, no, you have to eat, you have to get better, you put trust in us and like take care of yourself, because they had known like the situation that I was in when I had given birth to them.
Yeah. So I'd say that's the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
The sleep part. Yours was pretty hard too, but I was able to take that one a little more.
Not seeing them?
Well, we saw them every day.
Yeah.
But like, just I could go a couple hours.
Yeah.
Like when we went to Thanksgiving, like I was okay because I knew they were in good hands.
Yeah. And we went there in the morning. Yeah, I felt so bad because, I mean, it was Thanksgiving Day, like, it was the first Thanksgiving, and I was like, oh, please be home before Thanksgiving because it'll be our first Thanksgiving together. And then, yeah, I just remember going there in the morning. I don't know why I'm crying. I just remember.
It's okay. It's okay, babe.
Let me tell them. I remember going there in the morning.
It was really hard. And
it was like the first time that I had like gotten dressed up and like halfly done my makeup for Thanksgiving, and I just like felt, for some reason I felt the nurses like looking at me like, oh, she looks all nice. And then I just visited for like 5 seconds to say goodbye. Like, we drove 30 minutes to go see them because I had to see them on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't have time to be with them all day. And I just like felt the nurses looking at me like, oh, she's dressed up all nice. Like, she's just gonna come say hi to her babies and then leave. But it's like...
The reason for that is because they actually see that all the time where moms... Yeah. Moms don't even come visit the babies.
Yeah, they see it all. They told us they see it all the time where the baby's just left there in the NICU and the moms don't even come. And I mean, that's also understandable too because of like postpartum depression, and it's hard for you to like get out of the house. But I remember being there for like a couple minutes, and I remember like I have to see them and I have to tell them Happy Thanksgiving. And so I told them, I was like, okay babies, I love you. I'm gonna have a Thanksgiving dinner, and you guys will get to taste all of the like Thanksgiving food when I like feed you tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. It's just like I know a lot of our followers like don't understand like how hard it is to have a baby in the NICU because a lot of our followers are young. But it was like the hardest thing to have to like only get to be there for a certain amount of time, and then having to like, for me, having to be able to take care of myself. Like, I just was like cut open like a couple weeks before. I had to make sure like it was always stayed clean. I had to make sure I was eating enough, because if I wasn't eating enough, I wouldn't make enough milk for them. I had to make sure to make milk and take it and send it every day because I didn't want them to have formula, because it made me feel guilty in the beginning, because I needed to make sure that I was giving them the nutrients they needed to make up for the fact that I couldn't carry them full term, and I gave birth to them early. So it was just like it was really hard, like having your babies there that you had held for months and months, and like I wanted so badly to take them home right away.
Yeah.
And be able to take care of them. Like, it almost made me mad when people were like, oh, at least people are doing it for you. It's like, no, I want to do it. They're my kids. Even though, like, I'm blessed that they were able to have the care that they had, I just wish that it was me that was did we do?
Except for Janice.
I'm sorry, I did not expect to cry. I've just been really emotional about the babies the last couple months because they're almost 1. And I can't believe that I've had babies for a year, and we're soon to come to the point of like it being an entire year.
Yeah, this whole week she's been going to the gym and sending me pictures like she'll get in her feelings and just start crying.
I don't
she'll
know
send
why.
me pictures of her tears.
I don't know why. It's like so as we've told you many times, I had something that happened very traumatic to me when I gave birth to the babies. On top of it being very traumatic to me that the babies were in the NICU, but that never really hit me until like September. I started thinking about it, and now every time I think about it, it like makes me cry. And I don't know, I feel like it's just now that the babies are more like not 100% dependent on us all the time. It just like gives you more time to relax and reflect, and I feel like that's why like the memories drain in. And
yeah.
Okay, so sorry, this is our billionth
retake
cut in the video, but we decided to take a break for a second, so sorry about that. But we are back to answer your last question. So J.Anna Fritz, my friend Jana, asked, what was your experience with the nurses like? Did that influence you, your choice to become one?
Not me.
Not me, this question's for me. So she asked me this because she knows that when I go back to school I want to become a NICU nurse.
You're gonna be really good at it, by the way.
Thank you.
I think so.
Thank you. So I feel like I'm very good with kids, and I feel like I'm very good with babies now after my almost year-long experience. But I felt that I would be a good NICU nurse. Okay, so firstly, I went to school to become a clinical psychologist, but now that my whole life has like changed, I find it unrealistic to go back to school for another 10 years to be a psychologist, when instead I would now rather like a job where I can spend more time with my kids. So with the amount of time I spent in the NICU, I wasn't only there crying and upset, I also got a lot of time to talk with the NICU nurses, and a lot of them tell me, oh, you should come back and be a nurse when you are ready to go back to school. And they talked to me about, one of them I made really good friends with. I wish I remembered her name. Honestly, the whole experience went to the back of my memory for a while. But she was very nice, and she told me she became a NICU nurse after her experience with having a baby in the NICU. And I realized, like, okay, that makes sense, because you become more of a relatable nurse because you have not only the experience of like working as the nurse, but you have the experience of being in that place of the mother that is, you know, sad or grieving, or just like struggling to stay happy because she has to drive to go see her baby whenever she wants to see her baby. And yeah, so she told me, oh, well, I only have to work 3 12-hour shifts a week, so it's really nice because I'm a mother now. And so I only have to spend 3 days working, and the rest of the week I get to spend time with my kids. And so I realized that I wanted to make a shift with my career change, because now that I have kids, they are more of my priority. And of course I would like to spend every minute with them. So I felt like it was more of a realistic job for me to go back and, you know, pursue a career as a NICU nurse due to my experience, and because I feel like I can be a very sweet and compassionate person when people need it. And I mean, I just am in general, I don't mean like when people need it, like, but I just thought like it would be a good fit for me.
Other than that, I'm not.
Other than that, I'm fake. Just kidding. But yeah, I just consider, I think I'm a nice person, so would you say? Tell them I'm nice.
I'm just kidding. No, she's really nice.
I feel like she's really nice. But yeah, so that, me talking with the nurses did influence my decision to want to become a NICU nurse. So yeah, now when I go back to school, I guess I'm going to be studying to be a NICU nurse. And I'm going to have 1 more year of undergrad, and then 2 years of nursing, and then 2 years of a master's, so I can become a NICU nurse, I believe. So anyways, thank you for coming to our video. I'm sorry that it got emotional. I wasn't expecting that, but I've just kind of been emotional and reflecting on memories last couple months.
Yeah, and also we said we were going to talk about the NICU nurse, but all these questions just pretty much walked you guys through the entire NICU experience. Yes,
but if you have any more questions about the experience, because we did spend almost an entire month in there, you can always ask me, DM Fabian about how he felt about it. And I was gonna say DM Bevis and Co, but the babies can't answer you back. But
yeah, Penelope get back to you as soon as she can. 3 years later.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you for coming back to this video. I hope you enjoy it. And just if you know anybody in the situation of having a baby in the NICU, just try to like reach out to them and be nice, because they are going through a lot.
Bring them food.
I was blessed to have babies that didn't need as much care and attention, but some babies really do. And so just be nice to those people, because they are going through a lot. But thank you for coming back to our channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you a look into, like a little bit of a look into what the NICU is like, so you can be more compassionate towards those who are
going through it. It's tough.
Anyways, thank you, and we love you.
Love you guys.
And we'll see you Saturday with our next video. Bye.
Adios.